Wanted to do a video on the MILF because she is Han Solo's Millennium Falcon, and basically she is going to change the meta. It is as simple as that. And as I would hope, being a legendary ship and the first proper legendary ship being the Millennium Falcon, all good to it. So let's go and have a look. Right, on my screen, as you can see, I've got my bounty hunters just for you to have a quick look at. I've currently got IG Xanadu 6-starred. As you can see, I'm not far off, 2 days maximum, and I'll have them both 7-starred, and I'll get a 7-star MILF instead of a 6-star MILF like I've got right now. But we'll go quickly just look at my Millennium Falcon. My Millennium Falcon is here. Here she is. She's looking quite pretty. So far, I've got all of her harassments done. I've run out of ship ability mats, of course, but I have managed to max out the most important one, which is special modifications. This is the ability that gives you all the assist chance and makes the rebel team crazy. Run in conjunction with Ghost and Cassian, can do up to 6 attacks on occasions from 1 attack, which is crazy, and we'll have a look at that when we do some battles in a bit. So that's the most important one. That is the first ability you want to max first, which is special modifications. The second ability you want to max after this is Han's ability, which is watch this. If I'm not going to read it all, but what it basically does is it enables your basically Millennium Falcon not to be targeted by the opposition, so they can't hit the MILF, and if they can't hit it, they can't damage it, which is very, very helpful. Chewbacca's ability, which is the multi AoE. I personally would do this one last. It does give you a bit more damage, which is handy, don't get me wrong, but I think the unique is more important. The unique, what it enables you to do is, if you get lots of buffs put on your team, once 3 buffs are put on your team, the Millennium Falcon automatically cleanses them. So basically it's like a soft cleanser, which is a great ability. It's reinforcement. We're not going to use it. I've put it on there purely for the fact that it just gives the ship a little bit more power. But it's a decent, give all ships foresight for 2 turns, call allies to assist, cooldowns with capital ship Rye 1. It's absolute madness. But the ship's so good, it should really be used in lineup, in my opinion. Don't get me wrong, you could probably run it as the first or second reinforcement, but I like Phantom 2 there in my lineup. So we'll go have a look at my actual fleet lineup that I'm currently running at the moment, and we'll do a quick battle, and we'll talk about gear, mods, and fleet and compositions, and what ships I'm running with my fleet. If I go into my fleet arena, here's makes me laugh. We're going to have a look at, we'll take on the fuck offs team here. He's basically running the old meta team, which is Houndstooth. Oh no, he's not. He's got First Order TIE Pilot, not TFP. But we'll have a look at this team. 14 seconds. I might as well wait, and I'll do an attack against this guy. So what I'm talking about is my lineup that I'm running is obviously all Rebels bar, because Akbar's capital ships again gives all that protection and advantage and speed up and everything to your Rebel team. So it's well worth it. Akbar's looking pretty healthy. We'll look at my Akbar at the moment. As you can see, I've got everything maxed out. I've got 1 gear 12 piece on my actual Akbar. I'm going to get the other 2 pieces. I think it might add 1 or 2 more speed to the actual ship as well, which will be handy. So that's important. You want your tunes to be gear 12. If they're fleet, you want them gear 12. Best mods on them. Ideally, you want 6E mods, because 6E mods do grant 1 or 2 additional speed, if I remember rightly, to certain ships. Very, very helpful. And generally, if your ships go first, you're going to win. In most cases with Star Wars Galaxy of Heroes, if your tunes or your ships are going first, you're going to win. Right, so let's just quickly back out of here. I'll show you my lineup. So I'm running Houndstooth. You could run Biggs, but Houndstooth is the better tank. He's more tanky, and Biggs coming in from reinforcement, if you need to use him, which generally you don't, is very, very good. Ghost is very important. I'm working on gearing up my rest of my tunes. I've got a gear 11, gear 9 Kane and gear 9 Zeb, and I'm going to get them all to gear 11 so I can basically have the Ghost maxed out, and then I will finally eventually gear 12 all my Phoenix, because yeah, Phoenix aren't used everywhere, but they can be useful, and a Zated gear 12 Phoenix team is a pain to face in TW. You need to use a decent team to take them out. Right, so we are running Millennium Falcon, Ghost and the Houndstooth. My Phantom 2 is the most important ship for reinforcements in my opinion. The ability to be able to call another ship in on straight away on the next capital ship's ability is great. So you can flood the actual arena and you'll have more ships than they do. So let's just see how this goes. I've also got Biggs, and I'm using my 4th because I love Poe's ship, but you could have anybody there. In reality, you probably should have Lando's ship there, but I'm not. And I love Poe Dameron ships. I've used it from the beginning and I'm not changing it out. Right. So we're going to go in this fleet battle. A couple different things you can do in terms of how you do your abilities at the beginning of the actual battle, because it depends on how the taunts in the battle happen, depends on what abilities you use in what order. So let's just see how this goes. He's probably going to target my ghost. Yep, he does. Okie dokie. And he's now put target lock on ghost, so basically put Biggs' taunt up. We're just going to basically get our taunt on our houndstooth and put breach down. So he's really only going to be hitting. Right, because Houndstooth's already got his taunt up, I'm not going to use Millennium Falcon's second ability, which is normally you would do first. And that ability enables the Millennium Falcon not to be targeted by any of the opposition. But if Houndstooth didn't have the taunt, then I'd put it on, so he wouldn't be able to get hit. But at the moment, he's protected anyway behind Houndstooth, so it'd be a waste. So what we're going to do, you can have a look. We can target either of them because they both got their. We're going to take out Big straight away. Why not? Let's just try and target him. We're going to put an assist. Hopefully, we'll get an assist from the ghost, and we do. You can see how much damage that did straight away. What's going to happen here is we're going to use a multi-AoE, and that will call in the assist from Ghost and from the Millennium Falcon, and we'll see how much damage it does. Not a bad start. Okie dokie, right. I'm not going to use... he's got multiple abilities you can use, the Ghost. This ability here is a great ability, but we're not going to use Static Jammer yet. We're going to wait until Phantom 2 comes in to use Static Jammer, because that's important. That will give us even more assists if we wait for another Rebel to be on the market. So what we're going to do here, we're going to put this option down here, is take them down. It prevents down on all the opposition, which is handy, so we can do more damage, and it puts exposes up, and also gives us some termite, which is very handy. So let's just use that ability. As you can see, we've got expose going there. We don't need to worry about his AoE attack there, to be fair. He's going to get massacred. It's only a matter of time. As you can see, the Biggs has still got his taunt up, so we're going to call him Phantom, and we're going to be able to take Biggs out in a second. Hopefully, with Phantom 2's ability, he's stealthed already. He's got offense up, critical damage up. He's basically a nightmare. So we're going to use his massive attack, hopefully give our team critical chance up as well, which will be handy, just for basically doing even more damage. And we've obviously going to have 4 ships now against his 2 for the moment. There we go. You can see that was all right. Now what we're going to do here is the taunt's still up, so we're just going to do the assist. So we're going to do his basic, and that'll give him a... We'll see who he calls in, and he called in the Phantom 2. My Phantom 2 hits pretty hard, so that's very good. Now we've got all these ships. We've got 4 ships. They've got 2 ships. So we're going to do an assist. So we're going to assist with Millennium Falcon, and the Houndstooth is going to take a massacre here. It's going to be a massacre. Oh my word. There we go. Houndstooth's nearly dead. I think we hit him 6 times there. Right, so now that our Millennium Falcon is stealthed as well, which is very helpful. So they're in a world of pain here. This fight's all over. They just don't know it. Now we're going to call in Cassian, and watch what happens here. So we're going to use Cassian's assist. We're going to go assist Cassian. We're going to call the Millennium Falcon, and he's going to call in loads of assists. I don't know how many hits that was, but it seemed a lot. We're going to put some target lock down on the team. Both of them got target locked. Right, this is basically over. So who should we take out? Let's just take out First Order TIE Fighter Pilot first. And you can see, and now we're going to do his AoE. Just why not? Another assist, triple assist, double assist, very helpful. But basically this fight is over, people. It's over. It's been a massacre. As you can see, it's completely overpowered. Millennium Falcon just grants so many assists. We'll finish it off in style. AoE, we're going to AoE it out, and we're just going to finish this off in style. There we go. Yeah, basically that's what you call meta, is what I call that. But this, the event as a whole, the Flight of the Falcon event is just great. It basically gives you now 4 bounty hunter ships that you can use. This will enable you to run 4 different teams in TW. You'll be able to run the MILF team, you'll be able to run your Geos team, you'll be able to run a Biggs, TIE Advanced, Poe Dameron, another tank team. You'll be able to also run, if you've been playing a long time and you've got the Galactic Republic tunes, and now Jedi Knight Anakin's Starfighter is available to be farmed. That's another great defensive team if run correctly. It's a real pain to deal with. So that's 4 whole fleets you can run now for TW. I really think that people should be farming up the Phoenix anyway. Those tunes are so important, and they basically enable you to help you in so many other parts of the game. It's really, really important. So I've got them in my favourites at the moment. I'll tell you what I'm talking about. I've got my favourites in my tunes. My first 2 rows are my favourites and tunes that I'm gearing and looking at. So as you can see, I've got 4 Phoenix in there at the moment. I've got Ezra, Hera, Zeb and Kaden. So I am working on doing them as we speak. We'll do one more battle. I'll just go... we'll do a mirror match, because we could do a mirror match and show you slightly differently, because the kill order is slightly different when you do a mirror match. Now, in a mirror match, what you're generally going to find is it's basically you want to kill their ghosts first, because if you can get your ghost to stay alive and their ghost is dead, and your ghost is putting defense down, and it's got his assist damage, and it's regenerating his protection because of home 1. It's basically a nightmare for the opposition. So if you can keep your ghost alive and kill theirs quickly, it's very, very helpful. Right, so in we go again. So this is a mirror match, and we're going to see how it's different. And the difference is that you can see his Han Solo Millennium Falcon, the MILF, he put up, watch this, and we're going to do the same. So that means he can't be targeted. My home one's faster than his home one, which is a great advantage, because what we're going to be able to do now is multi AoE on his ghost, so we know it's going to be close to killing him. If it might wipe him out, but it's going to be very close. Okay, yeah, he's dead. Right, and as you can see, this fight's in theory pretty much all over already. We're going to put our taunt up, because what's going to happen is, as you can see, my home one's quicker than his home one, and I'm going to be able to call my Phantom in very quickly, very soon. So we're going to put defense down on the whole team. We want to wait until we basically bring in Phantom 2 before we use his triple mollywop attack. We'll do an assist, just call it. See how much damage the Millennium Falcon did there is absolutely ridiculous. We do the AoE, because we're still waiting to be able to bring in Phantom 2, which we can do now. Phantom 2, and now we'll be able to use Ghost's assist attack in a minute. And we're going to do as we know, we're going to do his massive attack, which grants critical chance up to the rest of the team. Houndstooth is dead. This fight is basically a massacre. It's just an absolute massacre. Basically, Phantom 2 is going to take care. I don't really use his AoE so much, Millennium Falcon, unless basically one of the other ships is close to being dead. Then it's quite handy to just do the AoE. That's when I would use it. Okay, so we're going to do the assist, because it'll probably kill him. Yep. And now we're down to Millennium Falcon, and we can call in the Cassian, who's obviously got his assist, as we know, and we're going to get MILF assist, and this could be over. And it is over. And I think that is a really good place to leave the video. A quick shout out to my guild, Planet Moriband, and to Chrome Cobra, Darth Rada, and to the boss, Lady Ardane herself. Our guild rocking at the moment, and keep swagging, everyone.